Hey, Natasha here. In this video, we are going to discuss the key elements to set your business up for success in the new year. So, when we think about this is, believe it or not, all business. And I've touched on a few of these areas already in my last episode, which I didn't mean to, but I got excited. So, when I had my private practice, and I touched on this before, which I had multiple workspaces, and I actually, of all the multiple workspaces I had, none of them were dedicated, meaning like it wasn't an actual room to itself where I could shut the door, which speaks a lot to my boundaries. I lack thereof that I had when it came to my work life balance or integration. So, what I want you to ask yourself going into the new year with your business and the goals, and now that you've reviewed analytics from the previous year, is, do these things serve a purpose in my business? Do these things hold value? Am I getting that ROI? Do these things speak to the next level version as my CEO self? Okay. So I've again pre written some things so you don't have to sit and watch me write a whole bunch. But again, I got excited last time. So I touched on some of these already, but we're going to break them down further, which is really when we talk about setting ourselves up for success, this is like, in a sense, a reset. And it's going to involve a lot of decluttering. When we reset, we're starting over. So I kind of want you to get that top of mind in your mindset as we think about these things, because again, I touched on it last time, which was the digital, but this is more than just work. So obviously it is the files. This is your desktop. This is, I'm going to say it, your phone, because we keep so many things. I know it's not just me, is your phone. There's so many things because as much as we use it and we download things and then we're all over the place. We use it for so many things, and we use our phone more than we use our work computer or a dedicated computer or laptop, right? So going through and purely decluttering that. So that means apps that you don't use. Do you have apps on your phone that you need for your business? Whether that maybe if you travel a lot and you track mileage, you have an app for that. And does that app then connect to whatever you use to bookkeep with, right? So all of these things. And then just getting rid of the rest. And then looking at what's downloaded on your phone. We're looking at files. We're looking at pictures. We're looking at videos. What's needed and what's not. And if there's stuff that you want to save, you upload that to the cloud and then get rid of that space so you have clean and more space, more memory on your phone, less stuff to look at. Maybe do you need all these apps on your home pages? Maybe you don't. Clean it up, streamline things, and make sure that whatever you are using dedicated to your business is together, maybe on one screen, that you have shortcuts for that. Make things easier to access and get to, especially if you're tracking mileage. That's one thing. If it's payroll things, can you do that on your phone? Do you prefer to do things on your phone, or do you prefer to do them on a desktop if it's easier to navigate? Some apps are not super mobile friendly for things like that. But you want to get things to a place where they're streamlined, decluttered, but then also working for you, however you like to do things. So make it easier. This is going to save you time. And like I mentioned in my previous episode, your time is your currency. So how can you be more efficient and look at less stuff you don't need or use? Now, the next we touched on a little bit, but going into the new year with your calendar, if you don't already do this, instead of re-adding or updating, put in recurring blocks in your calendar. And this could be for workouts, right? Have recurring blocks for that. We're saving time and we want things that are kind of efficient, done already for us. Do yourself a favor and put recurring blocks in, put recurring work blocks in, put in all the things that you want happening in 2026 or in the new year in your calendar and make it a recurring block. Now, of course, you're going to be planning weekly so you can adjust these blocks as needed, but doing it and having it there, phenomenal. And then as you reviewed your analytics from your calendar from the previous year, if you find yourself moving things around, it's still not getting done, or you have things on your calendar that aren't confirmed, like tentative things, either confirm it or delete it. Clean up your calendar. I have done that even with emails. Don't get me started. But if you have read it, if it's done, clean it up. So with your calendar, anything that isn't actually happening, get rid of it or reschedule it. If it's something that might be like a time conflict, reschedule and or delete. Is that meeting necessary? Is this thing that I've had on my calendar that I just keep pushing back for 6 months? Am I going to do it or not? If not, get rid of it. One less thing to look at. You want things that are confirmed, things that you're doing in your calendar. Okay. Your environment. Again, we touched on this a little bit last time. This is your workspace. So this is if you have a home office or not, but if you do have an office, declutter that, organize it. And then personal. This is all things, everything else. So this is your car. This is also your phone, which we've touched on. This is your closet. How does everything else look in your life? If it looks anything like your workspace and your workspace is not ideal and doesn't set the tone and doesn't reflect that CEO version of yourself, likely the rest of your spaces do not look like that either. So that could be your garage, that could be your car, that can be your closet, that can be your bathroom. That can literally be all spaces that you are in a majority of the time when you're not working. If they are disorganized, if there is just a lot of stuff you don't use, you don't have to do a whole overhaul all at once. But what you can do is go into your calendar and go and start scheduling out little blocks of time and go room by room. This makes it less daunting and it gives it some structure, but you will find so beautifully when you start organizing and really asking yourself those questions like, do I use this? Does this serve me? Does this reflect anything that is in my business? Does this actually reflect this CEO version of me? Like, would she wear that? Have I worn this in 3 years? Does this even fit me? Is this even my taste or my style anymore? Go through, get rid of, donate, whatever, pay it forward. But if you're not using it, get rid of it in all areas, work included. And then people, this is personally and professionally, and use your discretion. What I mean by this, when we think of obviously networking, we're meeting people all the time, whether in person or virtually. We might keep a tracker. I know I have for a long time. Are we staying in contact with these people? Are they referral partners? What are they to us? And are we utilizing them? Or are they referring to us and vice versa? Are we referring to them? What are we doing with these people? And this can also be personal as well. This can be contacts in your phone. This can be all the things. So foster those relationships with those colleagues, those new contacts, your network, do all of those things. And then with personal, it's people in your phone. Like, do you not delete? I need to go back periodically and, kind of get rid of contacts and things again, cleaning up digitally, but cleaning up relationships, people that like, 'cause sometimes I save things like people that I've talked to 1 or 2 times and I don't go back and delete it. So cleaning up everything and really nurturing and fostering. You want to, of course, make new connections and new networks and new colleagues and expand, do those things. But also, if they're not fruitful, then that's okay. And then you don't need to continue those relationships. And as far as personally, same thing. You nurture those relationships that are close to you, that support you. And for those that don't or that, have relationships have fallen off, that is okay. And that just is what it is. But then you just really want to hone in on a supportive, nourishing, nurturing life in your home, people around you, your colleagues, professionally, and really set yourself up to be successful. Set your business up to be successful. And all of this is all starts with you because, again, you are an extension of your business. So I dive into a lot of this stuff a lot deeper in my Back to Balance workshop or my 4-week mini course, All Starts With You, because, again, there's so much that has to do with the planning and also with you and you running your business and showing up as the best version of yourself. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in my next video.